Yeah, sweet. This one's from an album that came out in 2014 called Kiss Me Once, Kylie Minogue. I loved it. I thought it was really cool. It happened I think there was a new label involved. I really should know more about this. It came out on Parlophone. And this particular song, Les Sex. Be careful how you type this into Google, because you type in Les and Sex into Google, and especially when you type in Kylie Minogue in there, you get some distracting results. So just be careful with that one. I'll read you a little bit about this. Les Sex is a song by Kylie Minogue from her 12th studio album, Kiss Me Once, 2014. The song was released as a promotional single in South America. The song was written by Amanda Warner, Peter Wade Kioch. I'm pronouncing it. I'm so sorry. So horribly. Joshua J.D. Walker, William Rappaport, and Henri Lons. I believe they're the people listed here. While production was handled by J.D. Walker and Goodwill and MGI. This is from a special wiki called KylieMinogue.fandom.com/wiki. It's its own wiki. Not released as an official single. The Les Sex was issued as a promotional single for the Kiss Me Once in South America on Warner Music Argentina. So it came out, as a single only in that country. Interesting. Live performances. You guys can go and learn about that. This is a really cool one. I liked this album. It was a bit different, but still had Kylie elements. But Giorgio Moroder was on this album. Bloody Pharrell Williams was on it as well. There was some really cool ones. I do have that Pharrell track. I was choosing between that or This Tonight. That song was called I Was Gonna Cancel. But I'll tell you more about that in another episode, because I have that there. And I like that. I'm really happy to see that the sessions were available from this, or at least the remix stems were available from this album, because I thought it was really, really good. I don't know what happened with Golden, but I really loved when Disco came out, the new one that came out close to my birthday in 2020. So let's move over to the mix window, stop talking shit, and enjoy Les Sex by Kylie. Let's hear that kick. Already, that is the hugest damn thing I've ever heard in my life. Bam. Listen to the reverb on that. Oh, what? Surprises already. This is massive. Wow. What is this, another kick? Back to that kick, right? The reverb kick. And then the big douche kick. Yeah, and then more douche kick. Douche kick. Reverb kick. Douche. 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 Single douches. Reverbs. Douches. Okay. That's massive though, isn't it? That's really, really huge. Okay, move over to this snare and just have a look what's going on at this snare. I can't wait to put this together. Oh! Wow! I like that. That's wicked, just fat and washy. Listen. It's like popping a car window, except it freezes just as it hits the ground. A bit of a gap here, all right. That's so huge. Wow. Okay, kick and snare together. Oh. Interesting that a lot of the there's a kick and a snare on the exact same beat. I normally try to avoid that, but then again, I'm not good at mixing like these people obviously are, because they take up a lot of frequencies that can get muddy. But listen up. I'm more of a 1 and 3 kick and a 2 and 4 snare sort of dude, but there's a little track here that's just called High Freak, and that's all, obviously, high frequency stuff. Real crispy, and I always remember this album being really super crispy, really kind of edging on abrasive. Like, it wasn't horrible, but I do remember it being just like real crispy. as opposed to some other releases that, I mean, Aphrodite was pretty crispy too, but Impossible Princess was the opposite of crispy. Listen to the crisp. Look at that. Lots of energy above 10K. That's a lot of energy above 10K. I'm going to take all of that out, and let's just hear everything below 1K. Oh. Okay. I feel like all that doesn't even need to be there, but that's so crispy. So you can hear. Wow. Okay, add that snare. Real big energy samples, real fat and wide samples there that are just given lots and lots of dance vibes. And this song, man, I really like it. It reminds me a lot of Justice, a lot of like Daft Punk, really French housey, which is what I really liked about Kylie's earlier albums and songs like "Come Into My World" and "Spinning Around" and all those classics. Okay, we'll move over to some bass. Let's hear it. Oh! It sounds like a transformer just did something to my ears. That's kind of funny because I remember distinctly hating dubstep at the time and like just really not being interested in it whatsoever. It was like attention span. Didn't like it. But I remember when this came out going, oh, that is the dirtiest. That is the way that should be used. And I still believe it. To be honest, I did forget what I was listening to for a little while while we were just going through those drums. But listen to that bass. Now you can get this kind of sound out of like a Mini Moog or a Poly 6 or something like that. We haven't even had a look at it. Okay. So it's still a little thin there, but listen to it when it gets to this dub part. Oh, that noise there, that... That is friggin' massive. That is nasty. I love that. Ooh, that's so cool. Okay, we're going to move over to the bellharp next. Woof. Yeah, gee. Okay, bellharp, here we go. Big part of the track here. This is the main sort of thing. So let's hopefully not get shut down as this happens. Let's have a look now. See if we are. We have been shut down yet? No, we good. We seem to be all right. Okay. And go back to the start. We deserve it. Supersonic. Supersonic. Meet me in the shadows. All right. So that's what it's doing, is ducking out to let the kick and the snares through. So every time you get these duck, so the volume's automated to those, so they just suck back and they only breathe and make noise in the bits that the drums aren't in. You get it? So it's balancing. And then that cool sample again. A lot of the song is in this part. And then you've got all that cool stuff that happens between the bass. So there we're seeing, we can see that basically that's the entirety of that track. I wonder what happens over here. Oh, nice guitar part. That's really cool. And little love, little sex, little oh. All right. That's real cool. Hang on, we didn't even check what was going on here in those parts at the start. That's fine. Yeah, big cut down here below 500. That's cool. We don't need to pay too much attention. Nobody actually cares about that. Sound effects. Nice. Cool. I can see that happening a few more times. From there, it happens again. And then... yeah. See what I mean about the attention span stuff? Everything's different happening all over the joint. Another one of those swells, which builds back up. And then another swell. Yep, and then that whole part again. Okay. Someone working their battery drill, we get it. Synth. Nice. Big fat poly synth. That's huge. That's so massive. That's the evolution of that 80s synth. That's where it ends up, right? You start with that synth, that 80s sort of thing, and then you end up here. That's the evolution, super saw, right? Let's hear more. Huge reverb. Yeah. So fat. And loud. Okay, I've had enough. Listen to that bit. Let's go put a few things together. I want to show you that bellhop part when it comes in with the drums again. So let's remember this part. How it, like that. That's because of this. Realistically, with all that kick drum going on, you're just going to get mud unless it sucks itself back in volume so the kick can shine back through. So it's making space, right? Right, and then that reverb kick comes back. Yeah, for this part. And that's the theme. Every time that part comes in, the reverb kick is on. Let's take the kick out and go to the snare and see if it does anything with that. Snare rolls. High. That's cool. That's so good. Okay, we're going to get in trouble. Yes. Okay, background vocals. You're going to hear, let love, let's sex.
Let love, let's sex, let love, oh.
Supersonic.
Let love, let's sex, let love, oh. Let love, let's sex, let love, oh. Let love, let's sex.
Okay, we'll move along a little bit. I want to hear all of this, so bear with me.
Possible. Yeah. Oh.
Come on.
Slip into something comfortable. 'Cause you never know. We could fall to pieces. We could fall in step. We could keep on teasing. We could mind the depths.
Disgusted.
We could talk for hours, or we could make it up. We could call it fleeting. We could call it let love, let sex, let trust, let touch. We could call it fleeting. We could call it let love, let sex, let hand on, let leg. We could call it I don't care. We could call it love, let love, let sex, let love, let love, let love, let sex, let love, let love, let love, let love, let trust. Lelo, call it love.
Okay, so we can see there's lots of things that have been mixed down to just that file.
Meet me in the shadows.
Good.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool little chord.
Meet me in the shadows. Yeah,
Yeah.
If love's a drug, higher than stilettos.
Oh,
But
cool.
you never know. We could fall to pieces. We could fall in step. We could keep on teasing. We could mind the depths. We could talk for hours, or we could make it up. We could call it fleeting. We could call it let love, let sex, let trust, let touch.
I'm going to move along a little.
Please.
Meet me in the shadows. And then another chorus.
Let love.
All right, we're with it. We're with it. Lead 2. I'm going to remove the background vocal here. And, I better go over here and tell you what to do. Hey, subscribe. I'm real fun and personable, and you'll like watching everything I do, and it's going to be great. Thanks. Anyway, lead 2 vocals. Let's hear what Kylie's got to say. Why the hell did I think she was saying supersonic all this time?
We could call it.
Why? Did she say super?
We could call it.
How did I not know that? Fuck, I'm a moron. Anyway.
We could call it. We could call it. Call it.
Alright, this is going to be a lot of that, I think.
We could call it fleeting. We could call it. We could call it.
Alright. If that's going to be what's going on, I'm going to add the other
We
backing.
could call it. I don't care. We could call it love.
Those chorus chordal vocal arrangements in the background are sick.
We could call it Lelo. We could call it Lelo. We could call it Lelo. We could call it love.
I think there's something going on in the background there that maybe I was a little didn't pay attention to before. Just one more. Yeah, shit. Didn't get those stems. My goodness. Okay, next one.
We could call it fleeting. We could call it, call it.
We're going to add those back in because that's all we're hearing, guys. Back to this piece.
We could call it.
So back to the start.
We could call it. Please. We could call it. We could call it. We could call it.
Okay, I'm going to move over to that main vocal and we'll put a few things together. So, I ruined everything. Okay, solo that and main vocal.
Let love, let sex, let love. Let love, let sex, let love. Let love, let sex, let love. Let love, let sex. When we're in the dark, anything is possible.
You can see there is so much going on here. This is very broad and very full. Everything in this track filled everything. It filled all the gaps, and it was a lot, right? It hit you like a brick wall when you first heard it, and it was real cool to pump loud, but I mean, it wasn't necessarily easy listening. It was hard to casually put this one on. If you weren't in the mood to pump it, you weren't probably in the mood to listen to Kiss Me Once album. But I, was always in the mood to party. I was always in the mood to listen to the Kiss Me Once album. And you can hear that there, like Kylie's probably really only talking about this. You know what I mean? But it's compressed and it's really well recorded.
When we're in the dark.
You can't often go dark like that loud. So she's definitely whimpering into that mic and it's compressed nicely, I must say, of course, but it's giving you everything.
Anything is possible. So dim the light, slip into something comfortable.
But we're also listening to something with zero bleed at all from headphones or anything like that, and it's a mixed vocal stem with effects imprinted into it for people to remix. So that's probably where this came from.
'Cause you never know. We could fall to pieces, we could fall in step. We could keep on teasing, we could mind the depths.
That's very rude.
We could keep on teasing, we could mind the depths.
Jeez.
We could talk for hours and we could make it up. We could call it fleeting, we could call it let love, let sex, let drugs, let touch.
I don't care, we can make it up.
Let love, let sex, let him or let leg. We could call it I don't care, we could call it love. Let love,
let's add some backups now, huh?
let love. We could call it love, let sex, let love. We could call it love, let sex, let love. We could call it love, let sex, we could call it love.
Wow.
Take two of these and meet me in the shadows. Yeah, yeah. If love's a drug, we're higher than stilettos. But you never know. We could fall to pieces, we could fall in step. We could keep on teasing, we could mind the depths. We could talk for hours or we could make it up. We could call it fleeting, we could call it
fuck it, let's go.
Let go, let sex, let drugs, let touch. We could call it fleeting.
What?
We could call it let love, let sex, let him or let leg. We could call it I don't care, we could call it
Just get around it. Just get around it. Stop doing whatever you're doing right now and go and listen to this, because you're going to have a bloody good time. You're going to feel like a bit of sex after this, because my damn. Take two of these and meet me in the shadows. I gotta go. I'm out of here. Thanks so much for checking this out. This was a killer one. I love this, man. I got a couple of these, and I wanted to do another Britney, but I just did a Britney, and I wanted to do another Janet, but I just did a Janet. So we're having another Kylie, and I've got a Dua Lipa coming up for you later. And there's I got to go listen to this. So I'll talk to you later. Thanks so much for checking this out. Subscribe and all that kind of stuff. Thanks for being supportive. All those usual things. Have some water from the blood donation place. Go and look after your mates, and don't forget to GFY. Bye!